the 4th of July, you see the fireworks behind me. Sitting out here having a cigar on my balcony. You know, a lot of people say you should only have cigars to celebrate, right? Cigars are meant for victory, right? But I say to those people, go get fucked, okay? Because I don't answer to other people's standards, and you shouldn't either. You should write your own rule book of your own life. You shouldn't live your life based off what other people think you should do. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about faith. This video is about desire. This video is about patience. And this video is about God's time. So, I've been posting on social media every single day for about 9 months now. I'm obviously in the fitness space, as you can tell. 9 months now, and I've been in multiple mentorship groups, right? I've quit my job, I've gone all in on this. This is my passion, this is my purpose, this is what I love to do. But I've seen certain people in my industry, in my space, do very, very well in a very short period of time. Blow up on Instagram, blow up on TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, make a bunch of money, get a bunch of clients. But I'm better than these motherfuckers. I know I am. So when you sit there and you watch other people win and get the success that you feel like you deserve, it can be discouraging, it can be disheartening, it can knock you off your pivot, it can make you want to quit. In fact, there's so many people that I've seen in my space, fitness coaching, already quit. Most of these motherfuckers have given up. But what they failed to know is that good things take time. You can't step into something and expect it to work right away and just be ultra blessed. Anything that's gonna grow to heights, let's say you have a goal to make $100,000 a month. If you started something and immediately made that money, you wouldn't develop any of the skill sets you need to develop. You wouldn't develop any of the patience that you need. You wouldn't be mature with that money. You'd probably have an inflated ego, which would lead to you making bad decisions, and you'd probably lose it. So the bigger the goal you have, the bigger the foundation you're gonna need, the more trials and tribulations you're gonna have to face. But most people don't see this. I didn't see this. I was struggling with this for a long time. Watching everybody, trying to copy what are they doing successfully that I'm not doing. And it was stealing from my soul, from my spirit. It was really putting me down. But what I should have done in that moment, and what you should do if you're in a similar situation to me, is compare yourself only to yourself. Look at where you were 6 months ago. Are you better than that person? Because if you are, you're winning, you're up. As long as you're making progress and you're headed in the direction of your goal, it doesn't matter how fast that progress is. You're eventually going to get there as long as you don't quit. The only reason people fail is because they give up. But if you never quit, you're guaranteed to get there. It's just going to take time. Now, I know what you're thinking, Devin, that's easier said than done. You don't understand how difficult it is to show up and show up. Bro, I do. I've been posting for 9-10 months every single day on Instagram. 15, 20 stories every day. YouTube. And I've gained like 1,000 followers. I've seen some of my peers gain 8,000 to 10,000 followers on one post. And I know these guys in real life. They're not better than I am. And that's why so many people have given up. Because they look at other people and what's going on with them. But I'm keeping my head down and I'm focusing on me. And while there are months I feel like stagnation is taking over, I'm not being seen or heard by God. I'm deep in my faith, I'm praying, I want the success, I want this, I want that, but I feel like God's not hearing me, He's not seeing me, but He is. That's what I have to remind myself, because I really thought about it and it was like, if I was given all the success that I asked for, when I asked for it, I either would have had too high of an inflated ego and I probably would have lost it, or I wouldn't have just been irresponsible with it. I would have not been able to reap that blessing that I've asked for in the right way. So what you need to understand is that God's timing is perfect. I'm sitting here today, July 4th, 2025, and I know by June 1st of 2026, I'm going to be making $50,000 a month. I know I'm going to have a black Ferrari SF90. I know I'm going to have an ocean view penthouse. I know I'm going to have all these things. I have no tangible proof that I'm going to have these things. I have no signs, clear signals that I'm going to have these things, but I know I will. You know why? Because I could see it here. So in your time, when you're sowing, because there's times of sowing and there's times of reaping. During your times of sowing, you need to take that time to build a clear image of where you're headed. So sit on it. Actually take the time to think. What do you want your future to look like? Who do you want to become? What do you want to have? Like in specific detail. Like I know for a fact I want to be 165 pounds shredded. I want to have an ocean view penthouse in Highland Beach. I want to have a black Ferrari SF90 2022 Spider. I want to have a super bad bitch. I want to have a couple guns. I want to learn to fight. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I know specifically what I want. So every single day what I'm doing is I'm focusing on that and not what I don't have. And as a result of me focusing on that with my conscious mind, my subconscious mind is starting to believe that I'm becoming that person. Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what reality actually is. So, therefore, in the case of trying to better yourself, you can absolutely lie to yourself, and you should. Tell yourself you're a winner, even when you're losing. Tell yourself you're gonna have all the success, even when you don't think you're gonna have it. Because your subconscious mind is gonna start to believe it. It can't decipher the truth. And as a result, you're gonna notice your habits start to change. You'll slowly start to pick up the habits of the man you want to become without even realizing. You'll become more productive. You'll start getting up earlier. You'll start doing the things that that man would do without even knowing that you're doing it. Because if you want to have $100,000 a month, you better have the habits of somebody making $100,000 a month. So ask yourself right now, what do you want? Do you want a shredded physique? Because if you do, and you don't have one now, do you have the habits of someone with a shredded physique? You got to take an honest look in the mirror. But once you're able to hold yourself accountable and actually figure out, am I in line with this goal? If the answer is no, that is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Now you know. Now you know there's change that has to occur so you could step into position to win. But what I want you to understand is I understand the struggle because I'm speaking to you now boldly, confidently, but I wasn't like that 2 months ago. I was so down on myself. I was like, fuck, how am I gonna do this? I'm in debt, I got all these problems. But the thing is, whatever you focus on most is what you get more of. If you focus on debt, you'll get more debt. If you focus on the negative things, you'll have more negative things. The reason people say bad things come in threes are because they focus on the bad things. Therefore, they attract more bad things. The law of attraction works when you focus on your goal and the desire over and over and over again. The universe will start to shift in place to put you in position to start attracting those things. Because the law of attraction is the same thing as the law of gravity. If I drop a penny or I drop a 10-pound rock, doesn't matter how much they weigh, they're both hitting the ground. That's the law of gravity, it's definite. The law of attraction is the same thing. What you think about, you attract. But your thoughts don't control your results. Your emotions do. But your thoughts lead to feelings. Your feelings control what you do, and what you do leads to your results. So if you don't like the results that you're getting right now in your life, you need to change the way you think. Even if you start to say, you know what, I'm not made for this, I'm not this type of person, I'm not this, I'm not that. That will become true if that's what you think. So even if you're not somebody who wakes up early, but you want to wake up early, you need to start telling yourself you're going to wake up early. You need to start writing in your journal every day, I wake up early. You need to look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, I wake up early. And that's just an example, but what that's going to be is something that's going to change your life, because that's power. You're teaching, you're training your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't know how to do anything else other than take orders. It takes orders from you. You control it with what you actively think about. So it's not some magic voodoo. Changing your life is becoming aware. That's all you need to do. You simply just need to become aware. For example, if you've ever been in a cold plunge before, when you first get in there, you feel like you're dying. Your body goes into fight or flight mode, and the only thing you can think about is getting out of that cold plunge. So your body is thinking about it, your mind's focused on it, and as a result, being in there feels like torture, and eventually you get out. Now, if you were to be aware that your brain is going to go this direction, and you were to actually take hold of your thoughts in that moment and realize, I am not gonna die, this feeling I'm feeling is only gonna last for the next 4 to 5 minutes, and then it's going to go away, you would be able to withstand it way easier. It wouldn't be as difficult because you know eventually it's gonna end. Our brains don't think bad times are gonna end. That's the problem. So you need to teach it, you need to train it. But you need to put your faith in God. Because here's what God does. God doesn't give you things when you ask for it. Things don't happen on your time. They happen on God's time. Not because he wants to test you and all these things. Everybody thinks it's a test. No. It's because in your times of struggle are when you actually build a connection with God. Because if I got everything I asked for 1 year ago, I wouldn't have this strong connection with God. And as a result, I'd have an empty void in my soul. The reason God makes you wait is because he's connecting with you. He's building a deeper relationship with you. And not only that, he is molding you into the person you have to become to be able to reap those rewards you want and actually benefit from them instead of them ruining your life. You've seen people who never deserved money get money, and it destroys them. They become drug addicts, they become miserable. Because the way it works is, if I got everything I asked for right now, I would never say God gave it to me. I would think I was God. I would think I did it. And that wouldn't help anybody. Because I'm making this video and I basically have nothing. I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money. I'm struggling if I'm being front with you. I'm not doing like great. I have a lot of debt. But I'm not focused on that debt. And the reason I'm making this video is because I know one day, very soon, I'm going to be doing very, very well. And that's going to give this video the power to inspire somebody. And that's the reason why I have to wait. My success is going to be solely because of God. And as a result of that, I'm going to have the power to inspire other people and change other people's lives, which is what I've been asking for. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for a coaching business with hundreds of clients. And the only way I could do that is to change people's lives. Do you see how it works? If you truly have a good heart and you want to do good for people, but you also want success, you're going to have to wait. But it's just a wait. Don't give up. Just keep going. Faith is believing without having to see any tangible proof or evidence. I have no evidence that I'm going to have the things I told you I'm going to have. But I know it because I could see it here. You don't get into heaven by saying you're a Christian or saying you believe in God. You get into heaven by having the faith that Jesus was the Son of God. Actually genuinely believing that Jesus is the Son of God without having to see any tangible proof or science to back that up. That's how you get into heaven. How you get the goals and actually achieve the things you want to achieve in life is exactly the same thing. Knowing you're going to have the thing before you have it. I've met a lot of successful people. One of my mentors is making $400,000 a month. One of my other mentors, who I'm not as connected with anymore, is making around the same. And guess what? When they had nothing, they would close their eyes and picture the steering wheel of their sports cars. Both of them have Ferraris now. When they were driving in one of them was driving in a 2006 Acura. He's 21, making almost 500 grand a month now. And everything changed in 1 year, because when God moves, he moves quick. He moves fast. All it takes is one breath from God and your whole life can change, and it will. You just have to wait for your moment patiently. But the deeper you can root your faith in who God is, the deeper you can continue to just believe without seeing, the bigger the blessing you're going to get, because God rewards those who have faith. So ask yourself right now, are you questioning God? Because his timing's always perfect. And when you do get the thing you want, you're going to fucking cry. You want to know why? It's not going to be tears of sadness. It's going to be tears of joy, because you're going to realize the people God had to take out of your life, the people who moved into your life, the business that you didn't succeed in, the job you didn't get, was all part of a perfect plan to equip you and prepare you to become the man you wanted to become and God wanted you to become. Your time's coming, you just have to wait. So I want you to pray twice a day. I want you to delve into the Word. Every single morning, I want you to write out what you want from life. Declare it. Write it in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that. If your goal is a shredded physique, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm shredded. I am so happy and grateful now that I make $50,000 a month. Declare it, write it as if it's always done, bang it into your subconscious mind, let the laws of the universe and infinite intelligence all come together and work for you. Because guess what? If you ask someone to describe what energy is, they would say always has been there, can't be created or destroyed. If you ask somebody what God was, always has been there, can't be created or destroyed. Energy is God. And when God created, we were created in God's image. You realize that, right? We're God's highest creation. There's no life form on earth that's a higher creation than us. Do you know our brains have the power to give electricity to an entire city? That's how powerful our minds are. We think in images, so you have to see your goal as clearly as you possibly can if you want to have it. We see everything in images in our mind. Vincent van Gogh, he was one of the most famous painters in the world. They asked him how he makes his paintings. He said, I dream my paintings and then I paint my dreams. He sees it here before. If you ask any musician, they heard the hit song they made in their mind before they ever created it. The Wright brothers were bicycle workers. They saw the vision of them building a plane. A plane had never existed before. People were ready to lock them in a mental asylum. They called them crazy. But guess what, damn it? They made a fucking plane. If people could do this shit, if Edison can create a light bulb, and he failed 10,000 times, but he viewed every single failure as, okay, this doesn't work, next thing. He didn't view it as, oh, I'm discouraged, I'm not worth shit. He created light. You know how crazy he probably sounded back then saying he's gonna create, you click a button and light happens? Bro, you could do anything, but you have to create it in your mind first. You want to see how your mind works in images? I'm going to give you an exercise to do right now. Ready? Think about your car. Right? I want you to see the image of your car right now. Think of your car. Okay, now think of your bedroom. Okay, now think of the inside of your fridge. You just literally saw the images in your mind. You literally saw an image of it in your mind. So create the image of your future and who you want to become right now. Work on it every single day. Every day, your goal should be able to see it more specifically and clearly, and then develop an unwavering faith that you will have it. Desire plus faith equals success. You're gonna have everything you want in life as long as you believe you will have it. That is the key. People who are successful are no better than me and you. The only difference is they believed and knew that they would have it. And you might say, you know what, I could tell myself I'm going to have these things, but Devin, I genuinely don't believe I'm going to have these things. That's fine. That's fine. Because the more you tell yourself, even if it's a lie, eventually it will become truth, I promise. We all have current beliefs about ourselves that are not the truth, they're our truth. But we can change that truth by simply taking control of our thoughts, becoming aware okay, I can actually control the way I think. That can control the way I feel. When you ask somebody how they're feeling, everyone will say, oh, I'm feeling good or I'm feeling bad. Nobody ever says, I'm consciously aware that I'm in a low vibrational state. Because that's really all it is. You can change the way you feel in the snap of your fingers. If you're feeling bad, you could play your favorite song, put a squirt of your favorite cologne on, and start dancing around, and in 10 seconds, you're not gonna be sad anymore. You're in full control of this shit. And what did we say earlier? Your emotions control your results. You're in full control of your life. And when things feel glum, you could immediately shift that by focusing on the things that you're going to have. When I feel down and I'm thinking about the debt I have and I'm thinking about the things I don't have, it only puts me in a worse vibrational state, and guess what? I attract that negativity. But when I think about my future and the things that are definitely coming, I step into that vibration and I start becoming the person who attracts that shit now, and it starts to come faster. I'm noticing by writing out my goals, by declaring them to the world, by speaking them out loud every single day, they're starting to come to fruition piece by piece. And it will happen for you too if you study this and you continue to punch it into your mind. Study the law of attraction, study the law of vibration. These things will change your life. Study paradigms. Okay, there's books you can read. Think and Grow Rich. You can read Reality Transurfing. These books will change the way you think, but the key is repetitiveness. You have to repeat these thoughts in your mind over and over and over and over. The Bible literally tells us this is how you can have anything. It tells you, and God created you in His image. We each have a piece of God in us. We can do anything. The only difference between the person who has what you want and you is they believe they can have it. You guys got this. You could do anything. Love you, boys.